to my channel. My name is Lori with Lori's Life Story, and today I am going to do a flip through of one of the planners in my 2024 planner stack, and that is the Journey Planner, which was created by Nisha Fernando Designs. This is a completely new planner in the planner community, and I was very excited to stumble across it on social media, and I am just as excited to walk through it with you today. Before we dive into the planner itself, I wanted to share some quick details so that you have them up front as we flip through it. And these are details which you can find directly on their website, which is nishafernandodesigns.com. So this planner comes in one size, which is the B6 size. It has two color options for the cover: Nightfall, which is a black color, and then linen, which you see here. This linen is more of a pale pink, so it's not white, but it's just a very, very light pink. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up well, but anyways, this cover is made out of PU leather with reinforced cardboard backing. So I'd say it's bendy. It's definitely not like a full hard cover, but it's flexible. So I don't think it creases easily unless you put a lot of pressure on it. But so yeah, that's the PU leather cover. Also on the cover, there's rose gold foil text. So we see 2024 Journey Planner B6 365. So there's the rose gold foil text on the cover and the spine. So on the spine, we see Journey 2024, and then there's Nisha Fernando Designs' logo. And on the back is Nisha Fernando Designs. As for the inside, it has 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. It is white paper, which we'll see closely in a bit. There are grid lines, and the grid size is 3.7 millimeters by 3.6 millimeters. This planner opens completely flat. It is a Monday start, and there are 552 pages, all of which are numbered. Now to actually flip through the planner itself. Here it says, "Life is a journey, travel it well." Then we see 2024 Journey Planner B6 365, same as what we saw on the cover. We've got our year at a glance. So 2025 and 2026 share one page, and then we've got a page dedicated to 2024. As I mentioned, this is a Monday start. So the days of the week under each month have a slight shading to it. And then one thing about this layout that I've noticed, at least for 2024, there are week numbers listed out for you. So for January, we've got weeks 1 through 5. February continues with week 5, and then it goes to week 9. March continues week 9, and then through week 13, and so on. Now we get into the goals section. So here it says, manifest your dreams, dream, believe, achieve. And I'm just gonna I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I'll kind of do that so you can see that both pages have grid lines on it. Continuing the goals section, we've got our annual goals, and there's I'd say rows. There's 11 rows for each goal, and then as for the columns, it says goals, action steps, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Now we've got our quarterly goals. So there's columns for Q1 through Q4, and the layout is pretty much the same for each column. So we've got in the first box under each quarter, we've got numbers 1 through 11 listed out. And I think they correspond to the 11 goals that you would list out on the prior pages. And then for each quarter, we've got a box dedicated for each month of that quarter. So for Q1, we've got January, February, March, April, May, June for Q2. For Q3, we've got July, August, September, and then Q4, October, November, December. Now we are jumping into the trackers section. So this is the annual tracker or yearly tracker. So it's across 4 different pages. So January through June on the first couple pages, and then the second half of the year, July through December, on the next couple pages. Something to notice is that while it does list out the actual dates of the month and then the day of the month as well, something to call out is that the weekend dates, so Saturdays and Sundays, there's a slight shading to it. It's rather light, and I would say it's not terribly distracting. It's noticeable, but again, just not distracting. And then there's extra like space at the bottom that you can, fill with whatever you need to fill for each month. So this layout, I was very excited to see this layout in this planner, and is one of the reasons, one of the things about this planner that really drew me to it. So this is your habit tracker. We've got 2 months across 2 pages, and it continues. So we've got January and February here. Flip to March and April, May and June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So you can list out 20 habits, and there's some of the rows, I think it's every third, there's shading that goes across. It's very light again, so it's noticeable, but it's not distracting, I'd say. And a couple things that I noticed about this tracker specifically is that on the inside, closer by the spine, there's some spaces so that it's basically like I'd say kind of like a border, if anything, so that you're not writing up against the edge here, which is really nice, and I personally think it's a very thoughtful idea. So in addition to tracking by the day of the month, you can also track by the week number as well. So for January, we see columns for weeks 1 through 5. February, it continues week 5 through 9. Then there's a notes section as well for each habit, or just in general, that whole column there. Now this layout is the meal planner layout, and this is another part of the planner that I saw and I was really intrigued by. So for meal planning, I personally haven't really seen this in at least a planner like this size. Basically, you get a section for each week of the year. So this is a pretty hefty section here. So you can kind of see that. So all of this is the meal planner section. So you get 2 weeks across 2 pages. So that's week 1 of January, week 2 of January, week 3 of January, week 4, week 5, which is January and February, then week 6 to continue for February, and so on. So we've got, again, a Monday start. So we've got columns for Monday through Sunday. We've got a groceries list here that has checkboxes. There's a little mini notes section here. And then for each day of the week, we've got a row for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and meal prep. Then there's icons that you can highlight or check off or fill in. there are these water droplets for hydration or your water intake. I believe that's a scale, so you can record or track your weight if you wanted, or anything really. You don't have to track your weight. That's a little pill for, I'm sure, like your vitamins or any medication that you may take on a regular basis. And then there's like a dumbbell icon. So I think that's if you worked out or strength trained or, exercise. So these are, again, little thoughtful, in my opinion, details of this planner. So I won't go, I won't flip through every single page of this meal planner section since they're all the same. So I'll just jump right into the next section here. Oh, actually, before I jump into the next section, something I noticed is that with the meal planner section, you do essentially get an extra week. And that's really because the last week of the year bleeds into January, and then we get an extra week, so week 2 of January 2025. Probably because they didn't want to have the space empty, so might as well have an extra week here. All right, now we dive into the monthly section, and it does start in December 2023. Again, we see that Monday start, and then there's week numbers listed out here. So it gives us, this planner has December of 2023, and it also, let's see how far it goes out. Okay, and then it gives an extra month at the end, so we have a monthly view for January 2025 as well. So that's January for 2024. And it's a very minimal layout. There is extra grid lines or there's extra space on the left corner or left sidebar, I mean, and then there's extra space at the bottom going across horizontally. Couple things that I noticed with this layout, or a few things I noticed. So we've got this first row with the date across, so that's all shaded. So we see that line shaded, and there's no grids, it's just shading going across. And another thing I noticed is that there aren't any holidays listed, but we see moon phases. So there's that. Right there as well. For March, it's right there. April, May, and so on. And then I think it's the third thing that I've noticed is that it's very faint, but you can see it if you look closely enough. I honestly don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but so for January, for example, it perfectly starts on a Monday as the first, and then January has 31 days, but then there's extra boxes afterwards. So there's a faint number for the next month. So there's a number 1 for February 1st, February 2nd right there, 3rd, 4th. So it's very light, but you can see it if you look closely enough in person. And then February, we can see faint lines for faint numbers for the 29th of January, 30th, 31st, and then for March, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So I guess that's if you wanted to, I don't know, like finish off that week within January, or start like that week in February, but include the Monday dates. That's my thoughts, but so yeah, it's a pretty minimal layout, which I do like. Here's October, November, and December. Oh, and January. All right, after the monthly section, we jump right into the weekly section. It is a vertical layout, and there's the times listed are it's 6 o'clock all the way through midnight. There is a left sidebar here on the left page, I guess, and we see the first January, the one for the first month of the year, January, says 2024. It also has the week number, so week 1, and you get the full calendar at a glance for the month that we're in. So we see January, and then this indicates which week of January this layout is for. So I mentioned that it starts at 6 a.m. and ends 12 a.m., but you've got extra grid lines going across above and below, which is nice. So if you want to start at, like, if you start your day at 5, you can put things, fill that out above, or use, decorate it with washi tape. In my opinion, there's really no rules in planning, and it's really however you make of it. So since there's a lot of pages in the weekly section, I'm not going to flip through it all. So yeah, all of this is the weekly section. I'll just kind of flip through some of the pages. With each section, I like to see how it starts, and then I like to kind of see the end of it. So the last weekly section, we get part of January 2025, just because the December ends, the 30th and the 31st fall on a Monday and Tuesday, so we get part of January. All right, now we get the daily section. So here, and this is where that's essentially the rest of the planner. So there's tabs within the pages that you can see for each month. Each month does start with a monthly page. So we've got January, and then the month at a glance up at the top corner. There's grid lines all over. So I'll just kind of do that so you can kind of see it. Hopefully it picks up on the camera. And then for each day of the year, it does have, basically it's a page per day with the exception of the weekends. So, and I can kind of flip to the first Saturday, Sunday that we see. So yeah, Saturday and Sunday, they share a page. Honestly, I kind of struggled with that because I typically like to see a Saturday and Sunday I like to see them have their own pages, but I did go through my my own planner for 2023, and I noticed that I didn't really have a lot for Saturday, Sunday. So maybe this will work out, but yeah, that is something that I wanted to call out. I do wish it had a dedicated page for Saturday and Sunday, but we'll see how this planner ends up working out, and I hope it'll be fine. A couple things to call out here is that there are little tick marks on each of the daily pages. They're faint. You can notice them, but it's not distracting. So there are tick marks for to kind of split the pages, or to split the grid, I'd say. So there's a little tick mark right there and tick mark right there, so you see that center line. And then there's a tick mark right there and there So that's like that horizontal line. And then dead center of the grid, there's kind of, it looks like a plus, but there's another tick mark right there. So essentially there's 4 quadrants for each daily page. And then if I go to the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, there's really just tick marks for basically right there and there. So you've got that vertical center line there. I can, let's see. What I can do is flip through by month. Essentially the days are all gonna look the same. So let me go back actually. So we saw January. There's February. March. Oh, this is where I wish I can flick my fingers, but I'm not going to do that on camera. All right, there's April. So we see that March ended on a Saturday, Sunday. So I am curious to see what it looks like if the first falls on a Saturday or Sunday, so I'm sure we'll run into that soon. Oh, here's May. June. Oh, so June starts on a Saturday, so that's perfect. I'm curious, I guess what I meant is that I'm more curious to see the month start with the first falling on a Sunday. So I'm curious if that ends up being before the monthly page or after. So we'll see that soon. Here's July. August. September. Oh, there we go. So August ends on a 31st, and it ended up going past the monthly page for the following month. So we see August 31st and then September 1st after the September monthly page. So yeah, that's what I was curious to see. Not that that's a big deal, but it's the little things. All right, so we've got October here. November. Oh, so close. And finally, December, which also starts on a Sunday, so we get that carryover from November for the 30th. Okay, so now this planner does not end on with the daily pages. There's a couple sections afterwards. So there's the 31st of December. So you do get some grid note pages. There should be 10 of them. And they've got the same tick marks as well. And then you've also got an index page. There's 2 of them. And then there's a final page at the end here. Oh, I totally forgot about this, but this planner comes with an additional insert. This is for a year-long Bible reading plan. And that's what that looks like here. It's based off of 365 days. Oh, something I thought of just now. 2024 is a leap year, so I'm going to see. I'm just gonna double check. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm always curious because what if planner companies, they forget the 29th? But this does have it. And I'm just gonna peek into the weekly, because why not? We're here anyways. Oh wait, why am I in April? February. Ah, okay. The 29th was not forgotten. And we see that on the side here too. Monthly. Where's the 29th? Oh, there's the 29th. Perfect. The 29th for February as well. 29th. So far, so good. 29th, perfect. And then last but not least, there's the 29th there, no 29th there, and no 29th there for 25, the 2025 and 2026 years. Okay. Anyways, so that is the end of the planner. Before I forget, pricing. So the basically you have, as I mentioned, there's two different color options for the cover, and for each of those, each of the color options, you have the option to get it with a clear vinyl cover. So it's really like 4 options you can choose from. If you get just the planner, regardless of the color, it is $55 US. If you get the planner with the clear vinyl cover, it is $67.99 US. And then keep in mind there's taxes and shipping and all that. So all of this information again is on their website, which is once again NishaFernandoDesigns.com. For me personally, I got the option, the linen with the clear cover option. So I can show you that. So that's that clear cover, and it was made specifically for this planner. As you can see, it says Nisha Fernando Designs here. On the left side, there's like there's 2 pockets there, and then a third one here. On the right side, the back end, there's 3 pockets. So there's that pocket right there, another pocket here, and then a bigger pocket here. So I did put it on, I did put the cover on, and it's, it fits perfectly. I just didn't want to have it on in camera because of the glare. So that's this cover. And then I can show you this card as well, but this planner came with this little card, which is really cute, and it matches the planner. It says, embrace your journey, chase your dreams. On the back has Nisha Fernando Designs this information, so I'll just kind of zoom in so you can see it. So that concludes the flip through of the 2024 Journey Planner in the B6 size. If you are interested, there are still some planners in stock and available for purchase on the Nisha Fernando Designs website, so feel free to go check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I also appreciate you stopping by and hope to see you in my next one. Bye!